Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Whether you are new here as a regular viewer or I'm thrilled to have you with me today. In this video, we are diving deep into one of the most powerful features of Next.js, which we call as layout. If you ever wonder how to create a consistent, reusable page structure in your Next.js application, or if you are just getting started with the framework, you are in the right place. Layout are essential for building scalable, maintainable, and visually cohesive web apps. And by the end of this video, we will have a full understanding how to implement them like a pro. Now, let's understand what is layout is in Next.js. A layout is referred to as a reusable structure wrapper that defines the common UI element such as header, footer, and which are shared between the multiple pages in your application. As you all know, that header, footer, and header, footer are the same on all the pages of our web application. So they can be edited inside the or added inside the layout of a page. Because the layout, once you define the layout, then only you are able to create a web page for an application. First of all, you need a layout for that, then only your UI element will be placed on that. So it is the UI that is shared between the multiple pages in your app. For example, if your website has a consistent header and footer on every page, instead of duplicating the same code on each page, you can create a common layout component that wraps around your page content. This approach not only keeps your code don't repeat yourselves, but also make it easier to maintain and update your app. So now let's understand how we can create a layout in Next.js application. So as you can see, creating layout in Next.js is a straightforward process that involves defining a reusable component to structure your page consistently. You can create a layout component as a reusable React component, such as exporting default function as a exporting default React component from a layout.js or layout.tsx file. That component will accept the children as a prompt, which represent the dynamic content of each page. So let's understand what I am able to. So let's understand what I'm try to tell you and how and by showing the layout.tsx file of our Next.js application. Let's move on to the Visual Studio Code. As you can see here that this is the default application which are building in our previous video, which are on which we are working on our previous videos, all our previous video. Now here you can see a layout.tsx files. So this is the default root layout.tsx file where the content of your dynamic page will be layered. For example, if you have a home page, here you can see we have already have a home of for that particular page in our app folder. We have the page.tsx, which is called as h1 tag home page. So this page.content will be loaded inside the layout.tsx. So let's first explore what is layout.tsx shows to us. So here you can see a metadata export constant. So for a timing, we are not talk about this metadata. We can talk about the function which showing the root layout below. So let's understand first here. As you can see that any function, any React component accepts the children as a props over here, and that in return create an HTML tag, and inside that body element, it is treated that children or props, which is that particular root layout accepting as a props will be displayed over here. For example, as you can see that you have a page.tsx which are showing your whole page. So if you go to the browser, so here as you can see, if we refresh that particular page and click on F12 and reload that particular page. So when you inspect that particular page over an element, so here you can see that you have a body tag, you have HTML language en, and you have h1 of home page. If you closely see that you have that h1 tag of home page over here, and layout.tsx already have an HTML tag of line en and body tag. Inside that body tag, it will show in the prop which is accept as a prop in this. So here page.tsx, this h1 tag complete tag will be treated as a children in the layout tag, and it will be displayed inside that body tag which you are seeing on the home page. And this is how the layout date all the page content will be loaded in inside the layout.tsx with the help of props accepting as a children over here. Now one more thing I just want to tell you that, for example, if you suppose if you destroy or if by mistake you delete that particular layout.tsx file, it will be generated again without any issue. So let's try to show you that how I just want to say what I want to say. Let's delete that layout.tsx. So I just delete it. Okay. So as you can see, I just deleted, and the code is compiled and already it is again it is recreated on my node. Here in the console you can see that your app plus page.tsx did not have a root layout. We created app plus layout.tsx. So this is the Next.js consistency, that if you are by mistake or by any reason you delete that layout.tsx, it is regenerated again by its own. So let's we try to add some header footer over here and see whether how the layout will be displayed on the home page. So let's try to add header footer in this particular layout.tsx file. So let's add this add header footer in this particular file of layout date. So here I have a code. I just copy paste that particular code, and here you can see you have a header which is showing the p tag inside that. We have a header and we have wrapped that particular children inside header and footer. We also created the footer in that, and background was white, padding 1 rm, and the same thing background color light blue and padding 1 rm to give to the header. Okay, inside header you have a p tag showing the header, and inside footer tag you have a p tag of showing footer. And one more important thing, that the children which are coming just inside the body tag will be now move on to inside header in between header and footer, so that the content which are loaded from the page.tsx file will be loaded inside the content will be coming in between the header and footer. So let's move on to the browser and see how it looks like. So now here you can see that it is showing the header and footer to you. Here is header, here is footer, and it is home page. Now if you change the route in the URL, suppose you type the about over here, you can see that about us page, the content is changing for the page.tsx, and header footer remain the same. Now if you again change it to the product, like we have already created that product for it, and press enter over here. So here you can see the product list, product 1 to 3 will be here, and header footer remain the same. So this is how your layout date .tsx file will work, and the content which are dynamically loaded from the respective folder page.tsx inside that. So this is how the layout.tsx files works in that particular thing. So all the things will be loaded inside that particular children, and the children will be the same as the page.tsx. The content of the page.tsx will be treated as children, which is captured as a prop inside the root layout of layout.tsx file. Now one most important thing you need to keep in mind, that you need to pass that particular children in between that. If you are not if you're not putting that children prop which are reaching by the root layout, then your content won't be displayed on the browser. So please take care of this, that the children which is reaching as a prop will be inside that between the header footer also will work. So let's now assume let's visualize how this layout.tsx will be working. Let's move on to the slides. So here you can see that we just visualize how the layout.tsx will be working in the Next.js application. These are the things that app folder we have. Inside app folder we have the two files, which is the layout.tsx and page.tsx. We have the two folders also, about with their respective page.tsx and profile with their respective page.tsx. So I just need to visualize how the layout.tsx will be used. When you visit the localhost 3000, you see that the layout.tsx will be loaded, header and footer, and the layout in between the content. Okay, the header and footer we have it, and this is the children. Now when we visit localhost 3000 home, so your home, this page.tsx entire app will be activated and the folder, and now the layout will be load the content of page.tsx inside the layout.tsx. So this when you visit about us page in the localhost 3000 / about us, the content of about and page.tsx, the content from the page.tsx that will be loaded inside the layout.tsx file, layout.tsx files over here, and the content of about it page. And the same thing, like when we visit the localhost 3000 / profile page, the profile content will be loaded inside the layout.tsx file. So this is how I hope you can able to know that how the things are working inside that layout.tsx, and how the Next.js layout.tsx is working in Next.js. So that is for today. In this video on layout in Next.js, we explore how layout.tsx file works on a shared wrapper for your application, allowing you to create consistent designing like header, footer, or sidebar across multiple pages. We also show how layout integrates seamlessly with the app directory and file-based routing, making it easy to organize and reuse component. By mastering layout, you can build modular, maintain, and visual appealing application while keeping your code. Don't repeat yourself. If you find the video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon so you don't miss my future tutorial. Got question about layout or idea for future video? Drop them in the comment below. I will love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.